remember my first ever football match. It was Birmingham versus Aston Villa in the old second division playoff final of the 1873 season. I was stood there on the terraces of the Cop at St Andrews. It was minus 50 degrees and 3 pickaxes were being handed out with every cup of Bovril. My knees were knocking like the clappers and my little frostbitten hands were clutching on to my match day programme. Only cost a penny farthing back in those days. But, despite the Arctic conditions, all the Blue-Nose faithful were well rewarded with a triumphant 25-0 victory over the Villa. I was singing "Keep Right On" at the top of my voice. I couldn't speak for over a month after, but it was worth it. Plays back then weren't like the prima donnas you get now. Trevor Francis made his debut at the tender age of 5½, and big Bobby Latchford, despite a fractured wrist, dislocated shoulder, broken spine and severed leg, managed to play the full 90 minutes and bag 4 hat-tricks. After the game, I waited outside the ground to get my programme signed by Big Bob. After 3 hours of waiting in the freezing cold, out he came. 8'5" and shoulders like an ox. "Mr. Latchford," I said, "can you sign my programme please? It means so much to me." He bent over, put his hand on my shoulder and looked at me with his big brown kindly eyes and kneed me in the stomach. I was writhing on the floor in pain for days. But I didn't mind being crippled. It was Bob's knee that had done it. In fact, it was the happiest day of my life. I staggered home along the canal and watched the sun set over the smoke-fuming factories, while an old bike glistened in the twilight as he was swept along the brown, rat-infested canal. It was at that moment I thought to myself, who needs Venice when you've got this? When I finally got home, my mum said, "What on earth happened to you, Mart? Did a Villa fan beat you up again?" "No, Mum," I said. "It was Bob Latchford." Mum's face lit up. "Oh, Mart, you always wanted to meet him, didn't you? Here, have a glass of sterilised milk to warm you up and tell me all about it." After that day, I never looked back. Keep right on.